the third class on mind management techniques, right? What did you learn in the other two classes? What did you learn in the other two classes? We had already two classes, Monday and Tuesday. So tell me, what did you learn in the other two classes? Positive thinking. Okay. Then, what is mind? Then, some tips on mind management. What else? You earlier also attended mind management technique? Did you attend the mind management technique earlier? No. Okay. Personality development you attended. How many of you heard me earlier? Okay, quite a good number. But not on mind management techniques, right? So let me learn from you. What's mind? What is mind? It's bundle of thoughts. So you have to think, then only you have a mind. So people don't think. You say that you are not thinking. That means that time mind is not there.
Mind is there, but it's not something.
Okay. And some people say that I don't mind doing it. It means what? I don't mind doing it means what? When you use the word I don't mind doing it, what does it mean?
Different context, it is not there.
That's the same mind only. When I say I don't mind doing it, what does it mean?
Don't think.
I will do it without thinking. No second thought on that. I am doing it, that's all. Is it not? So mind is thinking. Where do you think actually? Where is your equipment in this body to think? Which part of our body is used for thinking? Brain. Therefore mind is brain. Then what? You said mind is thinking and you said brain is used for thinking. If you read it together, that becomes brain is mind. Is it true? How many of you agree with that? I don't agree. Where is your mind? Where is your mind? Then we will know how to control it, how to manage it. If you can catch it, then we can control it. If you can't catch it, how do you control it? Where is your mind? Where is your mind? Given to already somebody else? Some people have given their mind to somebody else. Where is your mind? But then why did you say it's somewhere in the brain? Thinking is somewhere in the brain. Very easy to understand when you translate into our own mother tongue or Indian style of thinking. Don't try to use English words. It's quite confusing. There is a poet in Kerala who says, don't do a heart surgery. If you open my heart, you will know my secrets. Because people think that in heart only you keep all the secrets, right? No? The heartfelt feeling, people will say. That means when the open heart surgery does, feelings will come out of it. There is a confusion between English and our thinking process. It's a big problem. Don't translate. If you translate, you'll have a problem. Many people will think mind is heart. Correct, no? Heartbeat is more when your mind, tension comes, feeling comes, it comes from heart. And it is happening in the mind. Therefore, mind is equal to heart. Heart is only physical activity. The physical activity which happens. How big is your heart? As big as this. Your fist is the size of your heart, and this is how it works. So your heart is only this much, but mind is much wider, and it does not require any pumping. So it's not same, it's different. Heart is, in translation in Telugu, what do you say heart? Hridayam, okay. Closer to Sanskrit is Hridayam. And mind, when you translate, Manas. Now you know the difference. No? Hridayam is physical, Manas is not physical. And now what is brain? Where is that? What is it? And what the thinking process in brain is called? What is the thinking process, thought process which you called as manas? You said thinking process is what happens in manas. Now what is the thinking process in Telugu called or your Sanskrit called? Alochana. Alochana is there possibly only when you have brain. In that context the brain is not called as manas. Now you say thinking process happens in manas. Now you disagree and you are telling thinking process happens in brain. So where is thinking process happening? It's in brain but not in manas. Then my first question again, what is mind? Now you disagreed, no? You started telling that thinking process happens in mind. Now you say that thinking process happens in brain, not in manas. Thinking process happens in buddhi. Brain is physical aspect. Brain is also physical aspect. But what brain does is thinking, and that is buddhi. That's why when you are not able to think, you will keep your hand like this. Is it not? Automatically when you wanted to think something, you will start keeping your hand like this. Because if it does not work, you can massage it. The hand is able to support it. So thinking is the process of buddhi, not of manas. But then what manas does? What manas does? Tell me.
It performs the work. It makes us to perform, right?
Yes, whatever thinking process happens, that if you want to perform it, it has to be offloaded to manas. Buddhi is like the file structure, data structure, disk which is storing the data sets, and manas is the cache memory. You understood? And the input-output device will only interact with the cache memory, not with the backup memory. The buddhi is the disk space where you will have every data set. Manas is the RAM where immediate activity will be controlled by manas. Now I am moving my hand like this. I am not thinking. My buddhi is not telling move the hand like this. I am talking. My buddhi is not instructing me to teach. The words are not coming from buddhi. The words are coming from manas. If it comes from buddhi, like from the disk, if you have to download and then put it onto display, it will take more time. Those who are thinking more will react very slowly. If the reaction is slow, very practical, then that is the process of buddhi. If it is so natural, that is the process of manas. So it is thinking only, but temporary, immediate, accidental, natural process of thinking is in the manas. Systematic, socialized, cultured, learned process of thinking is in the buddhi. Should I repeat again? Whatever natural, easy, accidental, creative thinking happens in the manas. It is accidental. Whenever you listen a tragedy, you start crying. Do you think whether I should cry or not and then cry? Then the practical buddhi will say don't cry because this is the classroom. So it's a delayed thinking in the buddhi. Manas will think very fast. When you see somebody, you want to meet him, that's the first thinking process. That comes from manas. Then the buddhi will say, don't meet him, he cheated you yesterday. Because the manas does not have the memory of yesterday. The old stories are never kept in the manas sometime. If it is felt too much, it will be kept in the memory, immediate. And some stories which are very old also will be in the manas. You don't have to keep it in the buddhi. You don't have to download it. Every time you will start remembering it. So every time what you keep remembering, what you start thinking, that is what is called the manas. That is kept in manas. Like brain has got a place, but this mind, manas, which does not have a place, but it is there throughout your body. Every cell has got a mind. Every cell has got a mind, and that mind is called consciousness. When somebody gives you a nice beating here, the pain is not in the brain is here. Because that body part also has got a consciousness, it understands pain. Pain is understood not by buddhi, it is understood by manas. So where do you get pain? I have a pain on my leg. How the pain will be there in the leg? Because the leg also has got a mind. That consciousness, that awareness is called mind. I am behaving like a lecturer now. We are trying to act like a lecturer. Are we born to be a lecturer? No. When I stand here, when I feel that I am talking to you, I pretend to be a lecturer. Who tells me this is how you should act? My manas says me this is how you should act. If I start thinking, I am a fool, what is that I am trying to do? This is natural process of changing. When I go back home, will I become a lecturer? I will become the father of my son, I will become the husband of my wife. When I sit there, my manas is changed. I will become the student, somebody else will become teacher. So we keep changing our consciousness, depends on time, place, etc., etc. That's very, very essential. We have to different roles have to be played. And each of the body part also have a consciousness, it starts changing its role. You know, when you expand your body, zoom 20,000 times, each cell, you will see the cell. Right? And cell structure is same throughout the body. The cell structure remains same. The same cell which you have in your eyes also have in your ear. Same structure is there on your body also, every part. But sometimes the cell, when it stays in your eye, will act like an eye. It will understand, it will use to see. Same cell. What is seeing? The cell is enabling the person to see. Ultimately it is the cell which is working. But that cell which you have in your eye and that cell which you have in your tongue are same. The structure is same, DNA pattern is same, but only difference is the consciousness of the cell in the eye is to see, the consciousness of the cell in the tongue is to taste. That means when the cell stays in the eye, it understands it has to see. As the father understands how I should behave like a father, and the son will understand how to behave like a son. So the mind will understand where it is staying and behave accordingly. That is the thought process, consciousness. Assume that it does not have that ability, then what will happen? Your eye will start tasting, your tongue will start seeing. Ena chakshusha na pashyanti, ena chakshumshi pashyadihi. The cell in the eye does not know how to see, but the consciousness asks that cell to see. That's what it says. It's the consciousness which makes us to behave in different style in different places. Because it has got an internal mind and that understands how it should behave. Therefore, if it does not behave in the style which is supposed to be behaved in that place, and it behaves in a different style, that means there is something wrong with this cell. Similarly, when we stay in this place, I should know how should I behave. When I stay somewhere else, I should know how should I behave. That consciousness, if you can have, that is what is called mind control. What is mind control? Your thinking process, when you are a master, you think like a master. When you are a student, think like a student. You must be able to shift from one place to another place. Some people, what they will do? They will not be able to behave in the style which they are supposed to behave. They will behave in an entirely different style. Then we will say he is not able to control himself. Somebody has to control him. Therefore, if you can make a self-discipline of your own mind, then that is very good. If you can hold your feelings, sometimes you cannot. Assume that you get a sad news, you start feeling like crying. But then you must be able to hold it. Is it possible? Sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes buddhi will tell you later only, not at that moment. When Arjuna heard he has to fight the people, Kaurava, Arjuna was thrilled and he jumped, yes, I will fight. Because that's the feeling from the manas. Yeah, I have to fight. And then he jumped into the war field. Then he saw many people, they are all my relatives. He says, no, I cannot fight. Until then, it is only Manas who was driving him. Is it not that yesterday evening he doesn't know that all the people whom he is going to fight are all his relatives? He knows. But what happened? The buddhi did not work. Only the Manas worked. Then what happened? He jumped into the war field. And then the buddhi started working. Then he says, no, I cannot fight, these are all my relatives. Then Lord Krishna came and told, don't worry about buddhi. You keep the buddhi aside. Only let your manas be there. Because sometimes when buddhi acts, you will not be able to act. A scientist can work only when his manas works. If the buddhi works, he will not find anything. No research will happen. Because learned knowledge is what is in buddhi. So whatever you know, only you can do. Then how can he have creativity? How can he discover something? A artist, for him the manas is more important, not buddhi. Buddhi will start thinking. Manas will not logically work. It's a spontaneous overflow of emotions and feelings. That's what the definition of poetry. What's a poetry? It does not come from buddhi. The poem comes from the manas. It is the spontaneous overflow of emotions and feelings. Emotions and feelings are the result of manas. Emotions and feelings should come. If we don't have emotions and feelings, we are useless. If you don't have emotions and feelings, why we should live in this world? You will never love your dear ones. You will never give anything to somebody else if you don't have emotions and feelings. Therefore, you should have emotions and feelings. The activity of manas is emotions and feelings. And I am telling that you should have emotions and feelings. Therefore, what does it mean? Don't control your mind. You understood? You can become creative. You can become a discoverer. You can become entirely different. You can become an artist. You can become a poet. Only when your mind works. And if buddhi works, you cannot become all this. If you want to be happy in this world, you have to be emotionally attached. That means your emotion should be a free flow. The thought process should be just free. If I like to love somebody, love. If I like to love somebody else, again love them. Then you will be the most happiest person. Don't control your mind.
In this case, we are not controlling the mind, but buddhi is controlling the mind.
That's what I am trying to say. Don't use your buddhi. Last week I have written a poem in which I say, give me a birth in which I will have more manas and less buddhi. So that I will become much more happier. People are unhappy because their buddhi is working more and manas does not work. We will not do something because the first we will start controlling buddhi. I wanted to go and meet a friend who is admitted in a hospital. Does the buddhi tells you that? When you listen to the news that your friend is admitted in a hospital after an accident, first feeling will come, no? What is the feeling? Go and meet him. We will jump out. Then the buddhi will say, don't go, yeah. Why you are spending auto rickshaw money? And the traffic is horrible. Anyway, he is in ICU, no? You cannot even meet him. You will be in the veranda. You have to wait. And there will be a guard. He will ask you pass and you will not have pass. You have to make telephone to the relatives. And then he has to come. Each call will cost me 1 rupee. And he will have to bring the pass. And then he may ask you to get 1 tea for him. Anyway, you wanted to meet him, no? Carry some tea also. Oh, that price also will go 4 rupees, 24, 30 rupees. All this will start computing. Where does this computation comes from? Buddhi. Manas only wants him to meet. That's all, nothing else.
Then you need to say we have to control buddhi rather than mind.
Yes. And no. I'll give both examples I will give. And then what will happen? You will decide, don't go. Why I should spend my leave, If I go to office late, somebody will scold me, so don't go. And I have a conference to attend. All these will come only when he is your friend, If that happens to be your mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, kid, do you think all this? So what you will do? You will become rational. Your buddhi is so rational, it knows what excuse is to be given. Manas does not have reasoning, no logic, just acts. And ultimately you will decide, anyway after the treatment he will come back home. He is your neighbor only, So you can meet him at home. You can give some excuses. I had a conference in my office, so I could not come, sorry. And you will tell, okay, don't worry, I don't go. You will meet the relatives and say, I thought of coming, but I had an urgent call from director, so I went. And please tell him when he gets consciousness. But how do you know he is going to come back? After the accident, who goes to hospital never comes back. Krishna Rama Govinda, from there itself we will get passport visa. And assume he don't come back and you had no chance to meet him, what will happen? You will start feeling. Is it not? Whenever you see the relatives, your friends, someone closer to him, your heartbeat will vary and you will start feeling guilty yourself. And throughout your life, you will suffer. Some people will suffer throughout their life just because they have not spent 4 rupees. Is it not? So what do you use? Whether you should work according to your manas or according to buddhi. First I was trying to convince you, telling that don't act according to your manas, act according to your buddhi. But now I am telling, if you act according to your buddhi, you will suffer. Acting according to buddhi will have physical losses. Acting according to buddhi, that means you will lose money, you will have to travel, all that problem will be there. You will have to listen to the scolding of your boss, all that is possible. But if you act according to your manas, then you will feel happy. Temporarily you will feel unhappy, but permanently you will become happy. Yeah.
What I was told that manas is like a monkey, it is not visible.
Yeah.
If you always listen to buddhi is very high.
I will come to that. We will.
I am confused now.
Yeah, I want first you to confuse people. The first way is to confuse people. Then you will start thinking. If you don't get confused in your life, you will never think. If you have only one path to reach to Secunderabad, you will just drive in the same way. But if somebody tells you there is another way to go, then you will get confused whether to go with this route or this route. Then you will start thinking. Then you will decide your own logic whether I should go this way or that way. The first way in learning process is getting confused. If you are confused, then very good. My aim is to confuse people in the half part of the lecture, and the next half part of the lecture, your confusion will be thrown out. And it is nice to have the manas with a monkey's manas. Very good. But the monkey has to be tamed. You understood? Now what you want to do? Allow the manas to think as it wants. Let it be free. Don't control it. That's what I say. But allow it to fly like a kite. While flying kite, will you allow it just like this? Or you have a thread? You should have a thread. If you don't have a thread and allow it to fly, finished. End of it. Now you understood? You can have a monkey playing, but tie a thread on the neck and then ask him to play as you wish that to play. Then it becomes interesting. But don't give that thread to somebody else. That's what many people do. I have given my mind to somebody else, and according to them we will start playing. That becomes problem. So your manas is like an immediate thought process, immediate feelings, and that has to work. But consistently let it work. Arjuna had the manas to fight, that's why he came there. But once he came there, he saw somebody else, he changed his manas. He says, these are all my relatives, I am very close to them, I cannot fight with them. What happened to the manas? Once it will think I should do this, soon after that it will think something else. These two things will become contradiction. You understood? The monkey will have a coconut here to eat. It will start eating coconut. While eating coconut, it will see grapes here. Then what it will do? It will throw there and then go for grapes. It will never taste anything. It does not have the patience to taste it. It does not have the patience to feel itself stomach full. All the time it is tempting to something else. Arjuna had this problem. He wanted to fight. Oh, fight means he became very good. No, great. But then reaching there, he says, these are all my relatives. Then Krishna says, don't worry. Anyway, they will all die. You will also die. You are not, all people are relatives of ours. Whether they belong to that group or this group. Either you will die or they will die. It doesn't matter. No, go on fight. Then he says, no problem. Yeah, I will start fighting. But all these people will die now. What will happen to their wives? This thinking is of buddhi. It will tell you, I have no problem, I can kill all these Kshatriyas. What will happen to their wives? Krishna says, don't worry, I know how to take care of all the wives. He's very good in that. So logical reasoning will come from buddhi to run away from your activity. Then Krishna in the second chapter he says, the best mind control technique is that. Sthita prajna avastha. The definition of mind control is given is Sthita Prajnan. That is the term. A person who controlled mind is called Sthita Prajnan. Who is a Sthita Prajnan? And then Lord Krishna says, as Sthita Prajnan you talk. Don't talk like a monkey. Hijada. Who is a Hijada? Neither a man or a woman. Right? No? Like don't keep on shifting your style. Either you become this, you become that. Don't keep on shifting. Don't change your mind every now and then. Become a Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna. The Prajna should be Sthita. In one place only keep it. Don't keep on shifting your. Then Arjuna asked, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha. How a Sthita Prajnan will talk? You teach me. So that I will talk like that. I will start pretending as if I am like this. We will start talking like a gentleman. Walking like a gentleman. Then you will become a gentleman. Like this you tell me how to talk as a Sthita Prajna. The question is, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha, how a Sthita Prajnan should talk. But Lord Krishna does not give him a right answer, correct, straight answer. He gives a wrong, different answer to him. Confuse him only. I will not give you straight, tell that this is how a Sthita Prajnan should talk. What is a Sthita Prajnan is defined there. Dukkeshu anudiknamana sukeshu vigataspruha vida raga bhaya krodha sthitatir muniruchyate. That is the definition. Mind control class is only that. Dukkeshu anudiknamana sukeshu vigataspruha vida raga bhaya krodha sthitatir muniruchyate. If you can control your dukkham, sukham, krodham, ragam, you know. All that emotions if you can control, you are called as Sthita Prajna. He does not say you should not have. You know the difference between should not have and should know how to control? You should have a ragam. You should have emotions. You should have feelings. Feelings for sex is necessary. But show that to your wife only. If you don't have feeling of sex, then she will divorce you. Correct, no? You should have. You should have the parental love. But show the parental love to your son only, not somebody's son. Then people will suspect you. So what you should have the love, emotions, krodham. Assume that your son does a mistake. You should have krodham. You should feel angry. You should also beat him. But when somebody else does, don't do that. That's not your job. Somebody else will take care of it. When your mother calls you, mother dies, and you don't cry, then you are not his son or her son. your mother, father, your feeling should flow. Don't think that a human being goes far away from animal without feeling. That's not true. You should have feelings. If you don't have feeling, you will never be available in this world to live. And whatever you gain in your world becomes useless for you. We want to be rich, so rich. And what we will become? We will become so selfish most of the time. And we don't share anything to our relatives. What is the point in becoming the richest and nobody around you? You become the happiest person in the world, but nobody around you. If your happiness cannot be shared, when you are so depressed, so sad, if there is nobody to share in your world along with you, if there is nobody else, all what you have is useless. So you should know that you should balance this. Your emotions should be balanced. If it is not balanced, you are going to be useless. Buddhi should work and manas also should work. It should balance. It is not that whenever you listen somebody who got hospitalized, you will spend your time there in the hospital. You should know how to evaluate whether my presence will make a difference or not. When you listen the death news of somebody, will you start crying? You will start assessing whether he is related to me or not. Then only you start crying. Even the feelings are controlled a little bit by buddhi. Whenever you listen the mother died, you start feeling like crying. That means the manas is also having feeling but little bit control. But there are some people where whatever they listen, they will start crying. The other day there was a teacher in the class who says because there was a bomb blast, now she is too much worried. If you start feeling tension whenever something happens in the city and you are not able to do anything, they will not allow even the son to go to school because bomb blast happened. Yes, it will be there, but how many days? Only one day. Second day people will start moving in the direction. But because you should have feeling, you start feeling worried whenever you go to that side. That means what? That's a psychic problem. Is it not? So your manas can react, spontaneous thought process can be there, but you should control. It is not that when you see beauty you feel like absorbing it, you feel like looking at them. Then your buddhi will say, no, don't do this. Nothing wrong. That's what I am trying to say. That's what I said. Whenever I say the mother's news comes, the buddhi will tell this is mother. The manas is an immediate, very difficult to distinguish sometimes. But it is distinguishable in the practical applications. That's why I am giving applications, some examples and then trying to explain. Whenever you listen the news, the buddhi, whatever the permanent buddhi and the immediate activity happens with all the indriyas, that's being controlled by manas. I have to look there, look here, don't look there, don't look here. Look there, look here. That is controlled by the manas. Don't will come only when you have a reason. Seeing is natural, not seeing is unnatural. Seeing is easy, not seeing is uneasy. Whenever somebody falls on the road in front of you, somebody is falling from the bus. Or whenever two vehicles smashes and you are there, happen to be there. You know the first feeling? I should go and help. Is it not? Then your buddhi will say, don't, no. Once you start involving the police, you have to go to the court and then give. So don't. So whatever you have to act, that becomes easy, and when you think you will not do it, that becomes uneasy for you. When it will become uneasy? After some time. So what is controlling mind? Controlling mind is whatever the buddhi wanted to think after some time, allow your mind to think at the immediate time. You understood? That's what is reasoning. Whatever the buddhi says, don't do it with the practical knowledge. That should be kept inside your manas. Whenever I see mirchi bhaji, I feel like eating. The feeling comes from manas. Then the buddhi will say, don't eat. Because last week you ate, your stomach was upset. The feeling of eating will come from manas only. And automatically the tongue will become water. Because the manas is what is controlling your tongue. And the buddhi will say, don't eat. Because all the statistics of the problems are there. And then it will say, don't eat. Then what will happen? You will not eat if you listen to buddhi. If you listen to manas, you will say, don't carry on. Let the stomach problem come, I will see later. You will see reasoning for both and you will start eating. Then what will happen? After some time when you are having stomach problem, but still you are happy. So I enjoyed eating it. Right? So listening to manas will make you happy, but listening to buddhi will make you unhappy that point of time. Then what will happen? At night you will get a dream. Nice mirchi bhaji plate you will see. So it's quite possible that you become unhappy because you listen to buddhi. Sometimes listening to buddhi is good, sometimes listening to manas is good. Both examples I have given. Now assume you want this, both will start fighting most of the time. And that is the confusion. If you don't have buddhi, only manas, you will be the happiest person. Like small kids. Whatever they get, they will grab at it. They don't think. Yes, instinct, immediate, accidental, easy, creative. That is manas. Logical, practical, social. You are not able to do whatever you wanted to do. Now you feel like taking a stretch and say, at home, as if you are doing. But then your buddhi will say, this is classroom. Don't behave like that. Because you are socially restricted. The manas have no society feeling. Manas have only feelings. The society feeling will come from the buddhi only. Dharma Shastram is in the buddhi, not in manas. It is good to go by instinct, if possible. Every animal have got instinct and they will do whatever they want. But we are called a social being. Therefore restrictions are. Pardon? It's always temporary. Which makes you happy, and too many temporary outputs are what we generally gives us happiness. And too temporary feelings are what is invention. If learned process is only what we do, we don't become creative. I become what somebody has defined me to act. I am acting as if somebody tells me to act. I am not acting as if my own ownness is not there. My own creativity does not work. I am not Shashikumar at all. The name is given to me. This body is acting as if somebody taught me how to act in this world. Who am I then? Why should I live in this world? I have no individuality. My individuality is surrendered. My ability is surrendered. And we call ourselves human being, and every animal can get whatever it wants, but as a human being, the biggest animal, the greatest animal in the world, I cannot get whatever I want. You understood? See, every lion, whenever it wants to hunt some other animal, it go and catch. It has no freedom to do anything which one. But as a social being, what is my problem? Whenever I wanted to kill somebody else, I have to worry so many rules in the world. Is it not? How can we call ourselves as the greatest animal in the world where my desire has to be controlled? You are asking me to control my desire. Then how can we call ourselves as the biggest animal, greatest animal in the world? Therefore, what is to be done? Control my desire. You understood? I have no desire. Then what will happen? If you have desire only, you have a problem. Mirchi bhaji is seen, I feel like eating, then only I will have a trouble. But seeing mirchi bhaji also, I have no desire to eat. You understood? I have something in front of me, but I have no desire. There is nice flower in the garden. Many people have a desire to pluck it. But then you are controlled by, this is not your flower, some watchman will be there, if you pluck he will catch me. All this thought process comes. Assume that I can control my desire, flower is there, wonderful flower. I will just enjoy. I am not going to pluck it. You make your mind to react in such a way where you will never have a too much of desire which is not achievable. Control your desire. Controlling mind is controlling desire only. Controlling feelings. Yeah, mother died. Buddhi only will tell, don't cry. But assume your manas itself tells, don't worry, it happens. But very difficult. Then what will happen? Your manas will become closer to buddhi, because the fight is between buddhi and manas. And Atma knows what is perfectly correct and perfectly wrong. Your Atma, consciousness, inner consciousness will tell you what is to be done, what is not to be done. He is the Sakshi. He is the justice. Whenever there is a buddhi and the manas contradiction, the Atma will tell, this is right, this is wrong. That's why when you do something, you do it. But later you yourself feel, oh, I should not have done this. What do you feel? You are doing something. You ate mirchi bhaji because you like it. But the buddhi said don't eat, but still you ate. But then after some time you will say, oh, I should not have eaten this. Who is this I who ate this? It is not a manas, it is not a buddhi, it is the Atma. The Atma is a permanent happy state in which it is like a judge. That is the judge. The judge will not make these people to act. It will not control your indriyas. The judge can only say, the police should be sent. Who will send the police? The authorities only will send. It is the manas who will send. The manas will make the indriyas to act. Buddhi will control that with the rules. But then the Atma will keep quiet. But after that incident went back, then the judge will say, you should not have done this. That is how the verdict will come. You should not have done this. Similarly, our own Atma will tell us, you should not have done this. What is the use? After having all the mistakes done, if your Atma says you should not have done that, it will only give you bad dreams at night. And you will become so unhappy in your life. People are unhappy because unsatisfied desires are there. So if you want to be happy, your mind should be free, do whatever you want. Your desire should get satisfied. But it is not possible because we are in a society, we are a human being, we are not living for our own self, we are living for many people together. I like to listen to music, rock music, with full sound in my house. But my family members does not like it. What is the problem? My desire is there. My manas says listen to music. But my society says don't listen to music. Then what should I do? I have a problem. Then I will become unhappy, and that unhappiness I will show in some other style to my family members, relatives, friends, everywhere. But assume I have no desire to listen to rock music, then that problem is solved. So you become a person with less of desire. That's what is good for controlling your mind. Keep your desire only to the level where you will never feel that, oh, I should not have done this. You can do anything. But don't do things which will make you to say that, oh, I should not have done this. That's what Krishna says, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Atmanam avasadhayet Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. The manas and the Atma, mind and Atma, your own chit, chaitanyam, tejas, jivatma, life force energy, aura, that has got a consciousness, your inner consciousness, very pure. But your manas is not that pure. Make that manas clean so that that becomes ripudatmanaha. Most of the time it is ripu. Ripu means opposite. They are enemies. Your manas is your enemy. The same manas is your friend also. So make your manas closest to you and make it as your friend, then it is very good. So what is to be done? Uddhared atmanatmanam. Raise your manas from the smallest level to the highest level. Uddhared atmanatmanam. Atmanam avasadhayet. Atma iva hyatmano bandhu. Make the manas the closest friend of your atma. Then you will never have problem in your life. Your desire itself will be controlled automatically. But how to do that? First your mind has to be clean. Don't get into activities which will have problems in your life. Very, very easy to say. Very, very difficult to practice. No 5 classes of mind control will allow you to control your mind. Very, very difficult. There was a Swamiji who was taking class on mind management and mind control in Himalayas. Well-known Swamiji. In an ashram. Nice audience, international audience. National audience are not good, no? International audience, 400 of them. One of my friend, a doctor from Kerala, not my friend, very senior person. He went to Himalaya. He wanted to have a darshan of the Swamiji. He wanted to have a darshan for the Swamiji once. So he went to the office and asked, get me an appointment, I wanted to meet Swamiji. No, he is very busy. Generally Swamijis are much busier. So no, I will not give you appointment. So he became disappointment only he got, not appointment. Then he said, okay, I am from Kerala. 3,000 kilometers far. I am coming from 3,200 kilometers far. And I am a doctor. So he gave the car. The office fellow saw the car. Dermatologist. You know what's dermatologist? Skin specialist. Skin specialist. Oh, then the office fellow said, please wait, I will ask the Swamiji. And the office administrator went to Swamiji and showed the card. Swamiji said, please call him inside. You know why? Because the Swamiji have a problem. Whenever he gives lectures, he does like this. All the time he does like this. He has a skin problem. And getting doctors in Himalaya is not that easy. That too, getting a specialist is not at all easy. And the doctor came inside. Yeah, not that you want to meet me, now I want to meet you. He said, what is the problem? So he diagnosed and said, whatever you preach, you practice. That is the diagnosis. What is the diagnosis? Whatever you preach, the prescription is, whatever you preach, you practice it. What is that he is preaching? How to control mind, But whenever you get itching, don't scratch. We doctors, that dermatologist, skin specialist says, we are surviving because people are not able to control mind. If you have got a small problem, you start scratching, then only you will go to doctor. If there is a small itching, you don't care it. Then there is no problem. That is practical spirituality. Whatever feeling, it is very easy to say how to control mind. Is it not? But whenever that itching comes, scratching comes. If you are not able to scratch, you are not doing this, many people will do this. Go on doing. That means what? That's monkey's job. Is it not? But do we do that? No, we don't do that. Let's see if you are able to. I am taking wonderful class here, how to control mind. I am going back home and so tired. After the class, driving and I asked my son, get me a glass of water. He gets me a glass of water. While bringing, there was a carpet. He is only in 6th class. He is walking on the carpet, he stuck his leg and then fallen down. Then what I will do? Right now, all the fathership will come there. All the fathership will come. I was not able to take one glass of water going inside the kitchen. That is why I asked my son to bring. Before bringing that water itself, how much courage and energy we will have to scold the son, no? Is it not? Are we that tired we cannot go to kitchen and then bring one glass of water? We are not. But if we get a chance of scolding people, we will start doing it. Where is controlling mind should come there? How do I practically apply this technique? If a glass breaks, what will happen? What will happen if a glass breaks? Wonderful sound will come, right now? Is it not? In Diwali time, what we do? A padaku 40 rupees. Once it fires, it makes wonderful sound. Everybody will be happy at home. If it does not make some sound only comes. Even then we are happy, no? Once a glass breaks, sound comes. So what should happen? Yeah, glass broke, wonderful sound, and clap. That is controlling mind, because already it is broken. Now what is the use of scolding him? Don't scold, just enjoy. That is practical application. It is very easy to say but does not happen. Some people, the mother keeps a glass here in the corner of the table. When you are walking, by mistake your hand, it's an accident, you know, the glass falls down. You know, mother, don't you have two eyes? Everybody has two eyes. Is it not? But assume when the mother is walking, the glass has fallen down. With her hand, you will say, who kept the glass here? Same mother will change the glass. You know how logically people will work? The word comes from manas, but buddhi is kept inside manas there. Because you know why? Assume the glass is fallen because when I am walking in your house, not in my house. I am a guest who came to your house. And by mistake my hand has touched and the glass has fallen. What you will say? No, it's a glass. No, it has to break. What is the problem? It's an old glass. Because you will relate who is doing this. So fast your mind will work. Your manas is so good, you know. Sometimes it is so good, sometimes it is very bad. How to control this? Just practice 21 days. Only 21 days you practice, 22nd day you will become a different person. Don't worry, whatever happens in this world, I am not worried at all. Don't unnecessarily think on items which makes you unhappy. Just enjoy your life. This world is to enjoy. The life is to enjoy. We are here how many days? We don't know how many days. No guarantee that we will live here anymore. At this moment I can become Krishna Rama Govinda here itself. Is it not? I am seeing people who are, anytime they will go. So what is to be done? React to people in such a feeling that you are not going to be with me for longer time. Will you scold somebody in your life? So try to be good to people. That's what Mahatma Gandhi says. Deal with the people as if they are going to die next moment. Deal with the people with a feeling that they are going to die next moment. You will make people happy in the world. And learn like a person who is going to live in this world for a long time. Learn like, if you are going to die, will you learn some subjects in the world? So don't do that. So you should do that. And Mandela says, wonderfully he has translated whatever I said. The essence is from different people. Mandela says it's very difficult to have a good head and good heart. You will have only one of them. Very difficult to have good heart and good head. Both are not possible. Because logically you think your heart will not work. Your heart should be free and flow of emotions, feelings, love, desire. Everything should be there. Don't become too intelligent. Your intelligence is for different purpose. But heart should be flowing with emotions. Feelings should come. Manas have to be free. Don't keep bad things inside. Manas have to be free with emotions. Love, desire, everything should be there. But control it like a kite with a thread. And that thread should become part of the kite. When you say kite without a thread, you don't see a kite, right? No? Is it not? So thread is part of the kite. Like your control should be part of your manas itself. And that's what all our three Vedas are telling. How to control with everyday rituals. Your desire, you have got everything you want. But then what you will do? You will also give it to somebody else. The rituals will tell you how to share things with somebody else. Try to give something whatever you like to somebody else. The best thing what you like, you give it to somebody else. Best rice, best ghee. Every festival we will have, every food which you like, every sweet should have ghee, rice, sugar. All that what we like is only what we are giving to God, right now? So whatever we like, we are giving to somebody else. You are leaving your desire. Leave your desire. slowly. Vairagya siddhyartham. When you do puja, that's what people will chant. Vairagya siddhyartham samarpayami. Why you are giving this? Vairagya siddhyartham. Because no desire. But while telling this also, the priest will have a desire. He will look at your pocket. Is it not? So you should feel that the desire is not there. So you should tell Vairagya siddhyartham samarpayami. At the time after the pujari, Namaskaram Swamiji, please go. He will say, where is my fees? You only said Vairagya siddhyartham. No, you don't require anything. Is it not? What we will do, we will call God telling that I don't require anything, then you will give your requirements. Give me a job, make me promotion, give me promotion. So all this we will ask. Poor God knows that what is that your desire. So desire has to go. That is 3 Vedas. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda. But there is another one more Veda, you know. Kerala people are very good in that. What is that Veda? Atharva Veda. That is not considered as this. It says, you are a human being with all the desire and you are not able to get whatever you want, then how can you call yourself as the best animal in the world? Therefore, whatever you desire, you get it. Whatever fashion you want. That is also given as one of the Shastra. I am not rich and all my neighbors are rich. How can I tolerate this? So what do I do? If I cannot become rich, I will make others poor. That is socialism. Socialism is what? When everybody is poor, I cannot become rich, I will also become poor. That is socialism. My desire has to be controlled. That Shastram is called a Atharva Veda, in which we know how to make a very physically fit fellow will become unfit. He will have all the yoga. That's possible with the mantras. So if you cannot control, you will do that. That is also very bad. That means what? You are not allowing somebody else to have desire and growth. At somebody's cost, you should not have this. But in our Puranas, we have given solutions. If you have to control mind, there are 3 books available. And those who cannot control mind, there is another one book which will allow you to do whatever you want. That is also permitted. So in Bharatiya Shastram, we never said, control your mind and live. We said, try to control your mind. If you cannot control, what do you do? Act accordingly. Agradas chaduro veda prishtajas shasharam dhanur. Why all our rishis carried dhanu on the backside? All our rishis were good with the weapons, you know. Bow and arrow and full weapon backside. Every rishi had one of the weapon with them. And every Veda will be there. Controlled mind will be there. Don't do this. 3 times he will say. And after 3rd time, if they don't listen, very easy. Punish. Controlling mind also should have got a limit. If you become uncontrolled mind and do nothing in the world, you are useless. If you don't have any desire, I have controlled my mind. I have no desire. I don't want to become rich. I don't want to have family. I don't have to have anything in the world. The world will never progress. You know why the world is progressing? Why I am coming here and giving lecture? Assume I have a controlled mind. I have no desire in my life. Why should I come here and give lecture? I have many desires. What is the desire? People should know me. I should become famous. That is one desire. Every one of you will know me. That's great. And then I will get money after this class. And what else? I will learn little bit because somebody will give me lectures back. After the class is over, one big email will come. Everything what you said is wrong. Okay, then I will ask, what is that? I should tell. Then they will tell me something more. Wonderful, no, I learned. So people will start reflecting their reasonings. I will start learning from people. So I will learn, earn and become famous. 3. There are only 3 requirements in the world. 3 requirements only in the world. Anything can be categorized into 3. Learn, earn and fame. And more than all this, I am happy. I am enjoying. You are suffering. You are sitting in the class and listening to me. That's a big suffering. And I am enjoying talking to you. So therefore you have enjoyment, learning, earning and becoming famous. These 4 aspects only will come. And that is what is making people to work, act. Therefore don't control your mind totally. Don't manage your mind totally. Allow it to grow. But without hurting somebody else first. Second thing, don't feel yourself, oh, I should not have done this. What will happen? The son brought me a glass of water, it has fallen. First reaction, I have beaten him. Soon after that, will I not feel guilty? And what I will do? I will put my son on my lap. Sorry beta, I have done a mistake. Why do you do mistake like this? Because you are not able to control your mind. So what is to be done? Whenever you wanted to control a mind, the easiest technique is hold your hands like this. Take a deep breath, lift your hands. Take a deep breath and then rub your eyes. You will feel so cool, calm. Calm mind, cool mind. Whenever you get angry, you wanted to scold somebody, you please ask him, wait, I wanted to scold you, but let me. And to listen, when he listens, what will happen? His mind control also will go. He will start scolding you back. So ask him, you take a deep breath, I am going to scold you, please take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, okay. You will forget why you are getting angry. Assume that is not possible. That is not working. Second level of treatment is the next dose. One bottle of water, not this bottle, okay? That will not control it. Plain good water. Whenever you wanted to scold somebody, give one bottle of water. You drink this, I will drink this, then we will start scolding each other. Once you finish one full 2-3 bottles. If one bottle is not enough, another one more this lady. Some 20-30 rupees, 21 days. It cost only few hundreds of rupees. You control your mind. You will not be able to control your mind when you are upset with some other reason. Many people are getting angry. Controlling mind, how do the emotions will come? Angry, upset, worry, depression, all these are problems. Don't worry all that. Whenever there is a problem, you say no problem. What do you say? No problem. Say no problem. Whatever happens, you say no problem. The emotions will come just like this, and then you will become upset when there is a problem in you. Otherwise you are controlled mind, right now? Normally if there is no problem, you have a control of mind. When your control will go? When you are in a, where are you? You are in a problem. That's what we say, right? No, what we say generally? I am in a problem. Where are you? You are in a problem. That means problem is bigger, you are smaller. That's why you are able to go inside the problem, right now. Is there any problem in your life which is bigger than you? Then how can you go inside the problem? So don't go inside the problem. Whenever there is a problem, don't say that I am in a problem. You should say problem is in me. Where is the problem? Problem is in you. So nobody is having problem bigger than them, but everybody has got problem in them. So if you are getting angry, you are losing your control because you have a problem with you. So when you have a problem, what is to be done? Clean it. How do you clean? Drink 2, 3, 4 bottles of water, go to bathroom, flush out, and then come and say no problem. What do you say? No problem. Whatever problem comes inside, in front of you, you say no problem. Repeat, no problem. No problem. Okay? When somebody is going, now yesterday heavy rain, so there is water logging. You are walking, somebody is going in scooter, and the water, dirty water splashed. Your breath become very bad. What do you say? No problem. He will become so happy. Is it not? He will become so happy. And he will stop the vehicle. Oh, this is a different man. Did you attend Ramakrishna classes? He will ask. He will ask, did you attend Shashikumar's class? Is it not? But then what do you do? There will be water logged there. You just with your leg give a splash back to him. And then he will also get dirty and he will say, no problem. Because he also must have attended my class. Is it not? Whatever happens, you say no problem. You just enjoy your life. What happens? You make it good, wash it, you will become clean. But what will happen? That becomes clean. But throughout the day you will start thinking. Is it not? There was a Swamiji and 3-4 Shishyas. They were crossing a river. That time there was a young, beautiful, nice lady trying to cross the river. And she was not able to cross. You know what the elder Swamiji did? Go and took her. And then crossed the river. In his hand, he took the lady and then the Shishyas could not tolerate it. They could not tolerate it. And the Swamiji went, the Shishyas also went. Evening satsang class was happening. This happened in the early morning. Evening satsang was happening. Then the Shishya asked, Swamiji, what you have done is not right. Then he asked, what did I do now? No, not now. In the morning you have done something. What is that? Why did you carry that lady? Then Swamiji said, yeah, I remember I have carried, but I have dropped her, no? But why you did not drop her? Even now you are carrying her inside your heart. You understood? The elder Swamiji carried her, but as soon as physically dropped her, the Swamiji forgotten about her. But the younger Swamijis could not control their mind. They are carrying this lady throughout the day. This is the problem. You can take troubles, you can take beauty, you can enjoy, but don't carry throughout your life. There may be a problem in you. There may be difficulties in life, but don't carry it forward. Just finish it there. You have scolded, done, forget about it. You got scolding, forget about it. But next moment, forget about it. That is the clean mind. Once you carry that inside your mind, the mind will never become a reflector. What will happen? That will become dirty. Manam darpana samanam. Shankara says, mind has to be like a mirror. Without carrying anything. Image, if what you see, the image goes inside the mirror, after some time the mirror will lose its quality, right? No? So manas have to be like a mirror, clean, nothing should be there. So that is the message. Now whether Mangi is there with you or Shankara is there with you. So close your eyes.